Hi, it's Romeo Caparasa from Tax Accounting Adelaide. Just going to give you some tips on creating and accumulating wealth this month. So let's start with just giving you some tips on creating wealth, and particularly at the different stages and ages of you through your life. So there'll be something in this little video for everyone, whether you're in your teens or you're getting close to retiring. So let's start with what your priority should be when you're a teen or in your 20s. It's time to get smart with your money, and it's important to watch what you spend on and develop some good regular savings patterns. It's good to make a good start early on in life, so the better you do with your savings early on can make a huge difference to your long-term wealth when you get much older. Here's some quick tips for young people to avoid being hurt by credit cards or phone bills. Maybe buying cars are a bit too expensive for them early on in life. And another tip is to work hard on their career and maintaining a self-discipline to put some money into savings, such as managed investments or bank deposits. And maybe to set themselves a simple goal like to save $7,000 per year for 10 years, which will accumulate approximately $100,000 over 10 years. So that's a simple way or a simple target for a younger person to raise $100,000 over the next 10 years, is just to save $7,000 per year for 10 years. You're young, how much money you've got, how much is accumulating in savings every year, and to maybe have a little budget or to track your expenditure against your budget. Okay, when you're in your 30s and 40s, moving along to when you're in, you should get more on top of your finance in your 30s and 40s. What's important here is to learn the important steps of prioritising your debt at this age, such as paying off credit cards and personal loans first, then home loans or private loans, and lastly to repay investment home loans and business loans. Investment home loans or business loans should be the last priority to be repaid because that can create you wealth and they're tax effective. So the same might be said for loans, home loans, because your home can create your wealth as well, but it's a priority to be repaid before your investment home loans because it's not tax deductible. Of course, looking after your children may be a big financial effort at this age as well. Okay, in your 50s, you should be beginning to plan for your retirement and possibly have an empty nest again, so the kids have probably moved out or not so financially dependent on you, and again it's time to focus on your finances and retirement from now on. So in this phase you should be looking at contributing more to your superannuation or topping up your investments outside your superannuation, such as building up a portfolio of shares or property. Now it may sound like it's too late to start your share portfolio or property portfolio in your 50s, but I've seen a lot of clients who've come along and they've started investing in property or shares at 50s, and they've done really well by the time they're in their 60s or 70s. In your 60s, you should be well and truly considering how you're going to be situated when you stop working and planning your retirement income. It's never too early to start getting advice and planning on your retirement from here on. Our firm would love to chat to you at this stage. Additionally, you may want to make your investments continue to work in your favour for maximum return, and maybe change the risk of them because you're approaching your retirement, and to maintain your required living standards. So to have a good idea of how much you want to retire on and what you've currently got. As well as this, you probably would like to speak to someone, like we've got an in-house financial planner, and getting some advice on how to go about your superannuation and planning your retirement, when you're going to retire, how much you'll need, and crunching those numbers. When you're over 60, if you haven't already considered a tax minimisation strategy called transition to retirement, then you also need to see us, because you need to take advantage of this tax saving opportunity as soon as you can after you're 60. So if that opportunity is there for you, we'd love to speak to you as well. Of course, there will always be other considerations along the way. Some parts of life can mean you're strained to achieve optimising your financial life. Some of these circumstances, pursuit of hobbies, sports, holidays, growing your family, caring for elderly parents, sicknesses, deaths and supporting your children to childhood can all mean that your financial situation's put on the back burner a bit. But these are all obviously important too, of course, as your life is not just about money, but you have to be happy as well. Okay, let's end with some tips for people of all ages, and some things I recommend you do. In addition to your employment or business, you should be investing. So most people who are doing well financially, they've always invested in addition to their successful work, job or business. Your business or employment alone will not grow your wealth enough, so you need to invest as early as you can. But it's never too late to start. You need to get good advice throughout your life. Find out more than you already know from a trusted advisor or even a mentor. Control your spending. If you're spending more than you're earning, that's not going to do you good. There are now some really easy modern ways to help you identify and control your spending. If you need help in this area, we can talk to you about that. Always minimize your tax, so be proactive, hopefully with me or your accountant, to consider new strategies. Some simple ones might be like salary sacrificing can reduce your tax. Investing in properties, for instance. If you don't know about these, I'm happy to explain these in further detail to your individual circumstance in the future. You should consider personal insurances. It's great to understand some of the major personal insurance types like life, income protection and trauma insurance, and how they can save your bacon if some troubles come along, to protect your family, to protect your financial position, retain your investments and continue to support your family. If you want to find out a little bit more about this, or even get some idea on how much this would cost, please contact us as well. We can give you an idea of that and set up a little free meeting to discuss these with you. And another great tip is to write down your financial goals. Invest and have a savings plan. Learn which types of investments are for you, or if you're interested in, for instance, the different ones, it might be managed investments, term deposits, shares or property. Find out a little bit more about those and find out which one's for you. Make sure you keep an eye on your superannuation. Is your employer paying your entitlements, or if you're a business owner, you're exploiting the tax advantages of paying your own super? How is your super performing? Are you getting a good return? Is it invested in the right investments that suit you? Find out whether self-managed super funds are for you. If you want to have a further chat about your superannuation or its performance, we can also have a little free chat and check-up of that. Regularly review your loans and optimize your borrowing power. So I said before, if you're working and you're doing really well or have a good business, make sure you take advantage of your borrowing power and maybe utilize your borrowing power to obtain some finance to invest and create some more wealth. So again, if you want some help with that, I can get either your current loans reviewed to maybe save you some thousands there, or increase your ability to create wealth by obtaining some finance. The last tip is to make sure your career or business is a success, and that's an important part of feeling happy in life as well. Focus solely on your career or your business. What I'm trying to say there is, don't try and catch 3 rabbits, because if you're trying to catch 3 rabbits, you won't catch any. Just focus on one. Just try and catch the one rabbit and you'll be a lot better off. Okay, well, thanks for listening to our little tips on creating wealth. Of course, being a client of Tax Accounting Adelaide, we do offer a free financial checkup to review any of the areas we've discussed here in this little video, to help you grow your financial position. If you'd like to take advantage of a chat to me or our in-house financial planner, just send us a little email and let us know when's a suitable time for you. We'll try and match that time for you, and we can talk about your financial situation. Basically, maybe give us an idea of what particular area of your financial life you're interested in particularly talking about, and we'd love to speak to you soon. So Lastly, no matter what age you are in your investment and creation, feel free to call us on 8337 4460 to speak to Tax Accounting Adelaide on using accounting to grow your wealth.